あー、あ、あー、あ、あ、けです。じゃあやってこっかね。と、結構変わってんだよな。前回からは、サブ、サブクエみたいなやつを、なんか、もう、一人でやってました。で、本筋の、なんか、母の愛の、まあ、メインストーリーを進めていて、そうっすね、この記憶のかけらで自分たちの実家に来たよっていうところで、ちょっと進めちゃって、なんか、要約すると、まあなんかこの屋敷入って、病弱の母と、自分の兄のマイクロフトと、まあ友達これジョンと、まあ、ホームズの、まあ面々がいて、で、なんか、変なおっさんもよく来てたな、みたいな記憶をたどってて、で、なんかまだ記憶思い出せへんから、どうしようかってなってて、ホームズの部屋なんだけど、で、まあいろいろと子供の頃あんなことこんなことやってたなみたいな。あ、
The
例えば、
first chemical laboratory
こう
I
いうの
ever
とか
made.
ね。
I almost miss its elegant simplicity.
まあ、いろんな記憶をたどったよーっていうとこかな。まあ、そんな大層話は進んでない気がするけどな。まだ、ホームズくん、昔の記憶を思い出せてないんで。で、ほんで、まあ、右上のメモ帳にあるように、母ちゃんが死んだっていう記録がないんだけど、まあ、家族ぐるみで付き合ってた古い友人がいたっていうのを思い出したらしいんで、テオドア・キルデンっていう代わりな男。そう、そいつに会いに行こうっていう感じで、彼が住んでいたのは、グリ近く、家の近くで庭にガス気球があると。メインストーリー進めていこうかなみたいな感じ。サブクエはもう一人でやる。結構むずい事件があって、かなりこう妄想力をはためかせないとわかんないような謎、謎事件があった。なんか最終的に結構ガチャガチャ言ったら解けちゃったんだよなって感じで。ある程度ちゃんと考えてたけど、ガチャガチャやってたんだよな。グリフブリッジ。近くにいたよっていうことで。で、出て、右に曲がればいい感じだね。 トするためのなんかないのかね、これ。ファーストトラベルみたいなやつはあんだけど。わからんだよな。近くの家、ここなんだけど。かもな。
Look who's here.
Oh, wonderful day.
なくて。
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
Oh.
え、通りだ。触れると最近の手騒ぎが起こっていたのを目にした。側から破壊されていた。
Oh, who's it?
見る。
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I've no spare coin for you. Leave me alone.
見てだけか。入ってみよ
Destruction and trampled ground.
う。がございます。
A contortionist you were not.
血がねじ入れてんね。
Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off. A belt from a dressing gown. Curious.
ベルト。これぐらい曲がって
A
る。
kneecap reduced to splinters. missing pinky, middle-aged. It's none other
領
than
土はギ
Theodore
ルデン
Gilder.
か。小指がない。
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police. An amount of attention that most can only dream of. Didn't we get to fly in it as children? I doubt it could hold my weight today.
ちょっと。
A strong pull broke this leash.
Oh, 象。そうですか。あれたのか。
Poke the elephant with this? Really? People are hopeless.
A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence. This photograph can help us find the old article about the elephants. The front page was fascinating. It was hard to believe as a child.
True. We may need it in our investigation. A royal suite for a favourite pet.
Plenty of food to satisfy even the most fastidious.
A royal suite for a favourite pet.
This is quite comfy.
I don't know.
He was certainly under pressure.
A coal gas tank. Enough to pump up an airship.
気球用か。ナイフ。
It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. A sailor's knife, useful for cutting wet and thick ropes. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed. Hog heaven. Destruction and trampled ground.
証拠が見つかったね。 食べに行かなきゃいけないと。はい、そうだな。言ってたから、記者による一面記事。メンジーズ博士。とも奇妙で素晴らしい動物であると。死の仲間との一層。ゾウは仲間に対し、良い感情的。彼らが悲しみや我々はゾウがどれだけ人かではなくゾウに似てるかと自らに問うべきだと。
That's the article. Feeling old already?
だし、戻るか。
was it?
Excuse me, just one question.
Please, go away.
やつ多すぎない？
As if they were struck by a battering ram.
I wonder how we managed not to hear any of this.
Oh, who was it?
ここにも何もないもんね。あ、だってやったわ。あったあった。まあこれに近いのかな。見上げられて落としたみたいなのか。見上げた状態でここに連れてきたってこと？出てったんじゃないですかね。あ、やられて落としたと。っていうよりは締められ、上げられて、あ、引きずられた跡があるから多分こうなんだな。あ、出てっちゃったんじゃないみたいな。
In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far. I can still track it.
I suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
てみるか。
Ooh, who's it?
Can I ask you a question?
Please, go away.
Help me, please.
Sorry, mister. Can't help you. Ask someone else.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
なんだよな。だといけるのか
Can
な。
I ask you a question?
Please, go away.
What's happened?
Are you able to help me?
It seems familiar, but I can't remember anything, sorry. Try asking someone else.
May I ask you something?
Sounds familiar, but nothing comes to my mind.
あの、
Ask someone else.
This isn't working. You might need a different tack.
アレンジを教えてくれるとかあんのか。はい、ラストチャンス。
Help me, please.
I've no spare coin for you. Leave me alone.
比較的にこっち行ったみたいな感じするよな。だとしたら足跡ついてそうだもん。
Do you know anything about this?
I don't know about that, but people here should know more.
追ってるやつか。悪意に探せってのは無理だ。
The elephant barged into this cart of olive oil.
What if we're lucky and he slipped and fell somewhere along the way?
Do you know anything about this?
Sounds familiar, but no. Ask someone else.
いけないやつ多いんだよ、こんなに。
Okay, hear me out. If an elephant falls in the forest and there's no one around to...
John, no.
Oh, you're such a killjoy.
あったのか。
Strange. It was hung with care.
お父さん、同じ島の住人として手紙をあなたに書きます。あなたとの友情。だが象の調教をだけで行おうとしているということ。させるなので、あなたの象よりはおとなしいですが、あなたには考え直していただきたい。
The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
うん。つまりどういうこと？あ、てかあれだな、入れなかったもんね。部屋の中に。じゃあ入ってみるか。あ、なんか警察来てます、もしかして。
Why do I get the worst jobs?
働け。だった。わざわざ裏口から入る必要なかったな。
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened.
おち。と、知ってることを
Can
話し
you
てく
tell
だ
me what
さい。
happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
だな。
Well, it was the most probable outcome, living with a giant wild animal such as that.
How can you be so cold? Goliath murdered my father, Mr. Holmes. He mustn't be allowed to get away with it.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well.
解決しないと教えてくれないみたい。怪しいやつ見なかった？
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
服かかってたんだけどなんか知らない？
Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl. And my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
終わりなんだろうな。さらなる情報を提供してくれる。
A commendable effort to barricade the windows. She packed as much as she could carry. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary. The same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think. She packed as much as she could carry. I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit. How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling. From before Mycroft was born, our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A catchy title.
あ、アイボリーバッシーみたいなこと。
A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around. His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say. A relatively functional choice to replace the finger. Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt. Looks eccentric and smells eccentric.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat.
象の汗。
Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit. A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
quite the spectrum, from the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist.
Gosh, what a mansion.
This young lady has a childish interest for her age.
Garden statues, swings, and even more. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
そうみたいなミッションのやつか。
May I ask you something?
I've no spare coin for you. Leave me alone.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't talk to ruffians. Sorry.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
入れそうな間取りしてんのに、これ窓なの？
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't talk to ruffians. Sorry.
Are you able to help me?
Please, go away.
話を照らす僕の灯台へ。みたいなのあるってことか？
Are you able to help me?
I pretend I didn't hear you.
Masterpieces by local artists at an afford. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
いくらでもではないけど、余ってるかな。
simply the best garments on the island. The finest clothes for the finest citizens.
ラインナップどこもあんま変わんない感じするけど。
Of course, think it over. Take your time.
Can you satisfy my curiosity? Please, step back. I'd rather my colleagues didn't see us together.
ラシアヨットクラブで渦巻きというかける力この落ちんのこのゲーム。謎の透明の壁があるんじゃないんだ。一緒濡れになった。何ただのバルコニーみたいなことだ。 わかんねえ。役所かな、警察。
Guests of Cordona, the treasures await you. Collect them all and return for more.
宝探し大会。事件か、これ。事件。アーカイブ。市街。市街地区の要塞壁を越えバザー街道とアルノ通りね。
With your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.バザー通りとアルノ
宝探しね。入ってた。あるの分かった。
From day to night, Aiden stands there, recruiting non-rebellious workers for the dig. From day to night, Aiden stands there, recruiting non-rebellious workers for the dig. From day to night, Aiden...
わかんないけど、現場に入るためには雇用される必要があるということを見ました。IT ということが九州以外の3にある。
You're being an eyesore. No entry for you.
雇ってくれそうな人いるかな。変装する必要ありそうだけどね。ダメだよとか言いそう。
Stop blocking the view. Stop blocking the view.
Don't miss out on... Let's pick something that suits you.
「新英国」だから。
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
Sir, kind sir, might I steal your attention?
I am not buying.
Ah, that is the thing. You won't waste a single mangir. I am a digger, you see, and I have heard of a dig site so deep it clogs your ears. I want to be there.
Why are you telling me this?
I have heard of a man recruiting for such a dig. A man with a scar, such as the one that you're hiding. And your boots are dirty with the deep clay I am so familiar with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too rude of me to point that out.
You have a good eye. And you just want to dig? Dig deep and that's it? What's the catch? Are you in desperate need of money?
Oh, there is no catch, sir. I won't even ask for advance pay. Just give me a shovel and I'll dig a hole like you've never seen.
Huh. Is that so? Well, I have to ask you an important question first. Would you be fine working for Brits?
I am all for them.
Well, you say that, but can you prove it?
I'll sing you a very special song. God save our gracious queen.
Cut it! Or people here will make you their queen.
I can also speak in limericks.
Please don't. You might be a little bit weak in the head, but a natural-born digger with a keen eye is what we need. Take this permission slip and go to this address. The guard will let you in and check with the professor once you're there.
外そうかな。ちょっとないでしょ。
Don't miss out on the best carpets on the island.
Don't miss out.
やっぱりこうね、衣装を。
Out on my unique clothes. Let's pick something that suits you.
茶っぽい。とかにしてみようか。
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
ああ、いいっすね。
I remember the monument, Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place. Do you recall it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that?
Stop loitering and get inside. Newcomer, talk to the professor first. He's the old fellow with the glasses and the plans.
Where's the fire in your eyes? Where's the smile? I am sick and tired of seeing apathy among the new workers.
Sir, believe me, I do have the spark. I want to start work straight away. It's as important to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's the spirit. I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
I am ready to work.
Splendid. Do you know what I am working on?
Archaeological treasure. You're hoping to find something priceless, something that will change our history.
Bravo, young man. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's true. We're looking for Vitus Lemonius's tomb.
I'll help you. That is my goal as a worker.
Good. Listen to me carefully, then. I hate repeating myself. I am Professor Swift. We have 3 rules here. Don't touch anything, always return the tools, and don't distract me unless you find something.
Sounds simple enough. Are you the only one in charge here, Mr. Swift?
Yes, I am the only one, and no one else. You hear anything other than that, it's a lie. People of your kind can have difficulty understanding who's in charge. Take a minute, memorize my face, and then get to work.
Oh, I will definitely take a closer look to memorize my superior.
ダメに気がつかない、また。マーク君かな。あと治療していない。を求めてる人じゃないの、普通に。 こういう人じゃないの？
I wish I could be as passionate about something as you are, Mr. Swift. You value knowledge and dedication over everything else.
It's a long road, young man. A sharp eye and attention to detail are the only stepping stones along this path. You have to sacrifice everything you love for the larger prize.
Exactly. So much in life is superficial. I wish more people would understand.
I never heard a truer word, lad. Folk will ignore what truly matters in life, and for what? Convenience.
Bold words indeed. I doubt that many scientists would be willing to support their bragging with fieldwork.
The academic world is full of restrictions. Our honorable professors are too afraid to dirty their hands. God forbid if they have a stain on their shirt. You can follow in my footsteps. You can start learning by returning to work. Show me what you can find. Don't touch anything here. Get back to work.
A plan for this whole operation.
あるみたいだよって。
This might prove useful. I'll note it down. This reminds me of my father's room.
Let me warm my bones here.
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or two.
強行特殊。偉大なことしたよってことかな。
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more. While he can see me. Are you able to help me?
You and I are the economic foundation of this island. We should help each other. But I don't know what you are talking about.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue. Swift lost his...
Quite daunting to see how deep the dig is.
損失はどの
Swift lost his temper.
Sharpest pickaxe. A guilty pleasure of the real archaeologist. Missing your Laura, Mr. Swift?
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
これな
Exciting is certainly a word. Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I remember my Latin.
台座の近くに刻まれた碑文を深く眠る彼の眠りを妨げようとする風に守られている
A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife? A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honoured the seasons. There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realise the significance of the statues.
俺だって知らねえよ兄弟と秋風に見守れている 果物かごを手に持っている。と果物持ってる。獅子だ。手持ちか。回る感じのイメージかな。
It seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift. Hey, look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
Working and living by the sea. What a dream.
あいつの近くにあった資料がですね。
box of darts. Handy against rodents of all kinds.
の浴槽などバカバカしい。
Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago. We discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many.
Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me. Will you allow me to return to my research? Or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet. You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text can. What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes.
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more. I've nothing to add. Moving on.
As far as I can tell, you're a man of the academic world, so this book about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical stud?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such trash.
So, you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place, this caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young that you might find your own Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful. Moving on. I'm a busy man. I'm a busy man.
With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there.
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences, especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
Decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about. Moving on. I'm a busy man.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated.
これだよね、ダメだ。わかんないんだよな。
May I ask for your assistance?
Please, go away.
Please, go.クラブってどこにあるんだよ。 失礼。ここら辺に全員聞いたんだよ。人がいればいいけどね。心見た。ダメなんだっけ。帰れねえのかよ、ここらへん。社交界の一員。
Excuse me, just one question.
It seems familiar, but I can't remember anything. Sorry. Try asking someone else.じゃなくてもいいかもな。もう港周辺で調べてみる。
どう？タバコ吸ってるこちらが。
Do you know anything about this?
I don't talk to ruffians. Sorry.
Garden statues, swings, and even more. You'll never find such magnificent paintings anywhere else. Just take a look.
Right.
Simply the best, the finest clothes for the finest citizens.
クラブか。
Of course, think it over. Take your time.
だよな。これとかどうよ。だよ。わからせないって。こんだけいい服着てたらゴロつきじゃないだろう。お？
Help me, please. That's a question I can answer.
ここで人体を変えるなよ。趣味で適当に高い服買っといてよかったな。サインが気に入っただけなんだけど。
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt? Champion's Whirlpool pulls bread and butter.
直しておくか。
Where would a champion hide a key?
ポルさんがあるってこと？
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys. A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
Sails of hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Hey, a word about the trilogy.
Right then, you literary expert, you, what was so important about these books? Or did you simply need some kindling?
It's inspirational. I have a plan. Are you listening?
I wish I wasn't, but I am.
So, we catch a monkey, a langur, for example, then we extract some blood from it.
What? Why?
It will make us forever young, Sherry. Page 127 of the second book.
Oh, I am so done with this.
No, wait. Then how about we make a wax statue?
I've stopped listening, John.
We can become pirates and show them what should be stored in here.
A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs. An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
Bloodied bandages. Bloodied bandages. To earn big, you have to spend big. Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
調べてないよね、まだ。
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits. A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
Oi! Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I'm Sherlock Holmes, a friend of our mutual acquaintance, Miss Imogen.
Look, you artichoke. Imogen has no friends. Except for me.
If you must try to insult people, it's better to know the meanings of the words that you're using.
You fancy you could teach a sailor to swear? Go ahead. Show me how inventive you are.
Stand still for a moment.
女性なの？ 偵密輸者なんじゃね？やべえ粉とかあったし。
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
Yeah, やるやつや。
I'm coming. I'll put you 6 feet under.
Too simple. Don't cry, you'll live.
The snuff's ready. It's all yours now.
Too simple.
Time to knock this guy out.
Take this.
手がえてぶっ殺さないようにして。
Take a rest, my friend.
You can overcome the brute now.
Up in there.
Don't cry, you'll live.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Eat lead.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Don't cry, you'll live.
Give him the pepper snuff. And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
ポール君どこ？
Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
Ugh, you've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me, and then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You'd better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight. I don't know what you're suggesting.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing Whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
Between yachts, darts, and notes from bandits, I've discovered many fascinating facts about you. But this, an installment of Nabe and Laura's adventures. Why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your literary taste has put you on my blacklist. A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice. Especially now that her father is out of the equation. I'm clueless.
What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools. I'm clueless.
Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment. I don't know what you're suggesting. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. I'm clueless. I don't know what you're suggesting. I'm clueless. I don't know what you're suggesting.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
I doubt that court owner has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination.
恋人とさ、あの象ぶっ殺そうぜって計画してて、終わったら、まあ、どっか出かけようって思ってたんだけど、結局んとこ、パパ殺そうとは思ってなかったから、彼の情欲を利用しておびき出す必要がある。 あとあそこになんか警笛みたいなのあったよな。
It might fool an elephant.
で、肘に、気球ですね。
Didn't we get to fly in it as children? I doubt it could hold my weight today.
Oh, why do I get the worst jobs?
の方ですか。だけど違ったわ。
Stop shirking. Get dressed properly and come inside.
せやな。いけるわ。はい。
Stop loitering and get inside.
焼き出しそうなものなんかあったっけ。あ
This
ったな。
fabric will work.
れか。あ、違う。作れん。反転させられるのはもしかして。あ。
Mrs. Nini seems to know us sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope Miss Nini won't misunderstand me.
作ってくれるかもしれないか。ナイツ通りトリニティウェイ。あ、ここら辺か。
Good day, madam. I've come to you with a special requirement. The tailors on the street can't help me, I'm afraid. Could you make a doll for me?
Oh, Signor Holmes. You taught the police how to do their job, and they found the thief. Of course I will help you. But what sort of doll? A child's doll, such as my great-niece might play with?
A little larger than your typical doll.
Signore, I don't understand. Boy, girl, animal, and what color?
animal, a passionate, perhaps amorous animal.
Ah, signore, you talk in riddles. I am an old lady who's seen it
どうでぞ。
all. Tell me what you need.
I need a life-size elephant.
I think Mrs. Nini outdid herself with this one. Is that a tail?
That's a trunk, John, but I must agree with you that it's her masterpiece.
Well, let's not waste any time.
どう見てもこれ右肘じゃないとありえないんだよな。
So, what's the plan? I hope it all doesn't go horribly wrong.
We know that the elephant is seeking a female. We can arrange that. A doll with the appropriate scent might do miracles.
So you're a marriage broker? Well, I suppose that makes me a groomsman. Phew, she is a bit breezy, I must say.
Well, Goliath is eager for a single female elephant in his area. It should be just enough for his taste. You'll need to trust me.
あるんです。
Are we ready? I can't stand the tension.
We're ready. Let's call the elephant.
何これ。誘い方。
How could anyone resist?
近づき。
I knew a lady once who said just that. Too bad I'm not an elephant.
右たらに行くぜ。
Take your time, Sherry.
もどかしい。
That deserves a slap. And then a kiss.
And here's our lovesick friend.
え、来んのかよ。変態野郎が来たな。取りかかれ。やばすぎ。で ではゴライアス君をちょっと調べさせてもらおうか。
What is the meaning of this? Why are you bringing it here? I won't allow you to leave it.
I assure you that it is only a temporary measure. It won't be long until the elephant is gone, I promise you.
じゃあ調べさせてもらう。
It injured itself while running through the forest. The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant. Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman. There's something in the needle. There's something in the needle. A feathered fletching. This might be promising.
あ、1個増えるのか。だけでいいんだよな。赤単体で作るってのが、あ、これもう一個つければいいのか。いらねえじゃん。これでよくね。 あいつが持ってたやつだよな。普通にポールを逮捕した方が良くないか。逮捕しろ。君に話しかけに行けばなんか売ってない？いや、セオドア君じゃねえや、ポールだ。ポール君に話しかけに行って QED と。どう見てもポールでしかない感すごいけどな。前作までは何とも言えんっていう結論がなんだけど。
Don't miss out on the best carpets on the... Merhaba.
Okay.
May your purchase bring you joy.
Nice affordable clothes. Let's pick something that suits you. Don't leave.
ああ、悪人殺し回って金稼がなきゃいけない。
Decorate. Merhaba. May your purchase bring you joy.
取ったんじゃない？自宅戻っていい？腹稼ぎして
best place for reading.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
Why does this barn give me such an unpleasant feeling?
Oh, I know. It's because Mycroft used an axe to shoo you out of here. It scarred you for life, but I enjoyed it.
My mother liked the story of David and Goliath. She said it doesn't matter how small you are, you can always overcome any obstacle. Ah, yes. We were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time, I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it? We brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait. We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate every last drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
Oh, Maobuto.
This portrait was painted some time before my father's death. I would guess it's the only depiction of him that remains. Almost as good as mine.
You do miss her.
I do.
Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
I will need a proper outfit to match this.
戻せるといいな。あ、もう眠い。着つけて終わらせよう。に戻そう。おめえが犯人やろが。
Did it feel good killing Theodore Gilden after the humiliation and threats?
What? I thought you were blaming Goliath for that.
No, I think you killed Theodore Gilden. Goliath is, unfortunately, a victim of circumstance.
I'm far better than to kill Gilden. Believe me.
You see, I managed to capture the elephant. Goliath had a dart stuck in his hide, similar to the ones that you used to kill rodents. My guess is that you used Goliath. A dart can kill a mouse or human, but for an elephant, it's not enough. Strychnine is a powerful stimulant and convulsant. Once the drug was in the bloodstream, Goliath became extremely agitated and so blinded by the flow of energy that he killed his owner.
And my dart is responsible for that. I'd rather use my hands.
Yes, there would have been fewer variables, but after the attack on you, your condition didn't allow for a direct confrontation. So, you used what you had.
That's not what happened. Anyone might have the same set of darts as I do. They're not expensive.
But not everyone knew Theodore and had access to his property. You were at the crime scene at the precise moment when Gilden died.
I was not. I was visiting the doctor after the attack on me.
Ah, of course, where no one saw you. That's an inconvenience. But in any case, the person who was there met the rage of the elephant. One was struck by the gate with such impact that they were thrown into the shed. The knife fell out. The bruises on your elbow match the contour of the hole in the shed.
But I told you where my bruises came from.
And I heard you, but you didn't catch my words. A bosun's knife was found there, a very specific tool commonly used in your field.
That's only your assumption. I was never there. I mean, I was, but not when this happened.
I can understand why you killed Mr. Gilden. He saw you with his daughter. He checked up on you, yachtsman, smuggler, and a woman. He went so far as to hire some thugs to attack you. Theodore knew your weakness, your career. He forced you into a corner. You're a survivor. You were prepared for the worst, but Theodore surpassed even your worst-case scenario. So you responded accordingly.
I've earned everything myself. Every victory, every trophy, every mangir. I achieved all of it without murder. I don't need to kill in order to win.
And you weren't afraid that he would reveal your secret to the owner of the yacht club or your competitors?
I can control my fear. Trust me, I wouldn't have become a professional athlete otherwise.
I revealed many truths and lies concerning Gildan. One banal fact is that he was a bitter and angry man who acted according to his own desires and impulses. Such people are dangerous, they are unpredictable, and value their own comfort more than anything and anyone. The same as you, Paul.
Are you out of your mind?
You're a gambler, smuggler, and actor. You indulge your self-importance. Such egocentricity and impulsivity is frightening. I won't allow you to play with someone else's life. You are under arrest.
Wait. At least tell Imogen. Tell her where I am.
I think she deserves a space without you. I've heard you can gamble on racing in prison, only it's rat racing. No yachts. Goodbye, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Why did you pick my Paul? Out of all the people on this island. Just when I needed someone I could rely on.
Believe me, I saved you. I found the true murderer. Would you really choose to live with the person who took your father's life?
You took away the pillar I was relying on. Paul was my only hope. You've destroyed it.
It was Paul who destroyed it, not me. I was merely the fact-checker who discovered the real culprit. And now about that elephant.
Oh, yes, Goliath. You did nothing about it. I had to deal with it. Fortunately, there was a real man wanting to help me. He agreed to buy Goliath and relocate him to his property.
I suppose I must congratulate you.
I'd rather you leave. But first, here are my father's belongings. Some of them have information about your mother. Take them and leave me be.
I appreciate it, Miss Gildan. I assure you, I only wanted to find the true perpetrator.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you found a convenient scapegoat. Goodbye.
I truly hope you meet more honest people in the future. Take care.
Ah.近く。あ。CJ ホームズさんっていう人か、父親は。あれか、首。
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend.
Deした。
I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happened somewhere in the manor.
Finally moving forward. Shall we go?
So...近くだし寄るか。
You know, I envy you, Sherry. You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Well, I'm flattered.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it. I had a surprise for my mother. You had a shovel with you, John. I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it. I remember now, we dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away. For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Yes. It came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it. Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move? You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island.
모어란도 난다.なんだね、マイクロフトと。
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad. I'm sorry.
博士の真相。あいつ医者なのか。
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869. It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all. No labels. I doubt it ever had one. There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not. Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose. Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children. Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object. Oh, it brings back some memories.
あ、ルークがかかってるから。
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
幻覚剤。
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down. The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained. We had to put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
飲んでたとかあんの?
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
I don't believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
It was the morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died. My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened.
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse, what possessed Mycroft to lie about it? There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait, did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic souls. What is this sailor doing here?
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
じゃあ今日はここまでにしよっかな。お疲れ様でした。